Uh-oh.
Good one.
Well, it's time for the encore for Ironheart. Yes, I watched the whole thing. I gave it a full chance for all of those saying, well, you can't judge something if you never actually watched it. First of all, yes, you the hell can. Second of all, it was still freaking hot-ass garbage. And by the end, nothing of value was gained.
Right, gotta get it for Graham, alright, so just to let you know, your girlfriend be bigger than John's. Right. Bigger than Gates. Right. Bigger than Pim. Right. Bigger than Stark. Yeah. Come on.
Wow, it wasn't just cringy the first time, but they found a way somehow to insert this brain-dead dialogue in the show once again. Trust me, it's burned into our brains already. We don't need to keep freaking hearing it.
Okay, one question though. How you gonna do that from Chicago? Don't you have to go to the Bay or Seattle or someplace like that? No, I do not, okay? The whole industry will flock to Chicago just to work with your girl because I ain't never leaving the city.
Wow, how stunning. Everybody will flock to Chicago to work with you, but you won't leave the city to work with others. Further proof of intense narcissism and stupidity. Why would any genius in their right mind limit themselves to this degree? If it was really about helping people as she lied in the beginning about, then she wouldn't mind going where the work required her to be. And you really don't love money as much as you said you did. Because if you did, you would go where you needed to go. That is classic bum rhetoric. Honey, did you call back the job that you sent your application into that I made you do? No, ma, because if they want me and they want to work with me, they gotta call me. Like, you, what? But you want to be bigger than the titans in the industry. But yet you want everyone to come to you. Delusional.
Get me out! Get me out!
I got the suit, and I'm headed to you guys now.
I love Natalie so much. She's my favorite character in this, but really? You're an AI that's supposed to always be on the lookout for danger. And when the warning sign comes up, she doesn't even react the way an AI would. Are you acting like you don't know what warning means?
I for sure a lot. I'm aware. So you're telling me this puffy-ass cloud with eyes holds apocalyptic power? I've seen pictures on the south side scarier than this.
I believe you, because they look like you.
This is serious, Riri. You could be dealing with one of the most powerful beings in the universe. How sure are you about all of this? Like a solid 50%. Okay, so why would a ruler of a whole dimension be handing out outerwear to humans? My best guess is to come to Earth.
Why is she asking this? Like she was not aware of all the things that were happening within the last few years with Thanos and everybody else that the Avengers have fought. Is she freaking insane? Don't answer that. The thing that really gets me, right, is that Riri is supposed to be canonically one of the most genius minds on Earth, right? MIT level intellect, reverse engineered Stark tech, she builds suits in garages, blah, blah, blah. But then she's asking these questions as if you don't exist in the freaking MCU. You know about Thor. She knows Doctor Strange exists. You know about Guardians of the Galaxy and stuff. Let's just call this what it is. The need for exposition dumping. But the thing is, Riri's supposed to be smart. So if she's supposed to be a genius, actually have her ask something smart instead of getting her to sound like some confused civilian who just saw a sci-fi movie. And she's like, what I miss? Oh, you live here.
This don't make no sense. Why would Dormammu give Parker powers? Parker's not some evil wizard. He's just a guy who wants enough commas and zeros in his bank account to feel worthy of respect.
This bitch is annoying. This is exactly the kind of brain-dead, logic-breaking nonsense that makes characters like Riri so freaking unlikable and infuriating to watch. Like, no matter how the narrative tries to force her down our throat, says, oh, she's a genius. Oh, she's heroic. She's the new MCU genius to replace Tony Stark. It doesn't work. She literally says, oh, he just wants respect. I'm sorry, what? This is the same man who murdered people in front of her, innocent lives. He's clearly tied to dark magic, actively trying to kill her and wouldn't give a second thought to murdering her family. And her take is, he's just a guy chasing money. What in the insanity is this freaking character? What have the writers been freaking smoking? This might be overkill, but for me, it's no different than somebody setting fire to a house and being all like, oh, well, he's just trying to stay warm. Like, come on, Riri. Is that really why her name is Riri? Because she's freaking slow? Because how do you gather that from, ugh. Throw the whole freaking person away.
Right. This dude, Caecilius, tried to unleash Dormammu on Earth in exchange for eternal life. This don't make no sense. Why would Dormammu give Parker powers?
How the fuck should she know, dumbass? Okay, well now they found her, and I'm just hoping that they'll beat her shit up. They're like, yeah, everybody out. There's a code violation going on, which nobody believes.
Evening, folks. Unfortunately, this place is now closed. Health code violation. There's a murderous snake in the building. He said we're closed.
He? I'm confused. Mind you, the people who are now here are the blood siblings or whatever they're called. Who cares? They're supposed to be really good at fighting. We have seen these people take down mercenaries and security guards and cops and whoever else for security detail, and the choreography being bad, remember that? They were introduced at being very good at fighting. Like, fighting and beating people up is their entire identity. So, apparently they're good at it because the writing says they're supposed to be, which they don't look like they are to me. I want you to keep all of that in mind when you watch this.
Out of all the places to come get late night dates, you choose to come here. What? I like White Castle. Let's just kill her already. Okay.
So now apparently Riri's supposed to fight for her life, her dumbass. What I find very intriguing is that these people who are supposed to be experts at fighting are struggling, and they are just, man, they are trying and fighting for their lives. Both of them against one person who is not even trained in fighting or security whatsoever, but yet she's giving them a run for their freaking money. Please tell me how this is possible. Why are they nerfed so much?
Oh, you like that?
And these people are extremely bad at their jobs, because they did not hesitate to take down all those big-ass men, but yet this one person who is much smaller than you are, you're finding it such a hard time to neutralize her. Why? Oh, why? Because of the plot? The plot needs her to be safe? It was so infuriating. I was actually rooting for them for a little while until they started doing this shit where they have the person dead to rights, but they're like, we're gonna give enough time for someone to either come save you, or for you to save yourself, or for the writing to protect you from us, where otherwise you would have been dead already.
That headline tomorrow's gonna be rough. Girl genius dies.
My death won't make the news.
Well, damn, that was dark.
Yeah, but I lucky felt it.
Yeah, high key.
Can y'all do me a favor? Just make it quick. One clean shot.
Sure.
And because the writing needs this to happen, they decide only now to take out their gun. Not before. No, not before. Not when she was beating them up, even though she shouldn't have been able to do so. Did they think, wow, she's beating the shit out of my sister, and I guess we're having trouble bringing her down, so let's shoot her and go to do the job that we're being paid for? Nope. Let's take out our gun only when the plot needs it to, so that the protective bubble can go off, because it is a very transient motion. Them fighting her wouldn't have worked. So they need to stand exactly where they are and fire a percussive instrument or tool so they can set off the safety bubble thing. So wait, the safety bubble that Riri, stupid ass name, made apparently protects the person outside of the safety bubble as well from you defending yourself against them. So what's about to neutralize you, you can't shoot them. They can't shoot you either, but you also can't shoot them or defend yourself. Gotcha. Why is it like that? Why is everything so convenient? Because the writing needs it to be, that's why. This is so cartoonishly bad. And let me guess, if you're in the safety bubble, are you not able to pick up the watch? As far as I'm concerned, if the person is wearing the watch, then it's supposed to, the safety bubble that is, go with you wherever you trek. So if she's rolling the safety bubble, does the watch also go with it? And then if people are aware, well, these two idiots don't have a brain in their heads between the both of them. But if they were aware that the watch was the thing causing it, and they picked it up and turned it off, or they just picked it up, why would that not turn it up? Whatever. I want you guys to also remember the safety bubble. This is gonna be important.
Hello, Riri.
Hey girl, hey!
Aw, you really think a locked door is gonna keep me out? Okay.
One thing I I will give it is that Clown makes a very good villain. I'll give it that. And why are the other people just standing there? They have seen that she's able to roll the ball, so why wouldn't between the both of them start rolling the safety bubble to try and get out of here or try to find a way to get out of it, knowing that it's possibly some kind of device? They're just standing around there like they're stupid instead of trying to get out. Why? Because the plot needs them to. That would have been useful for so many situations.
Come on, Clown. You don't have to do this, I thought we were cool. That was before you killed John. It's not like that. I didn't mean to.
Why don't you just tell her what exactly was happening? This bitch doesn't know how to speak when it's necessary. You have all that mouth for your mother. Good Lord. Ooh. You have all that mouth for your mother, but you don't have it for when you need it in a situation that requires you to be alive. She has no self-preservation. Tell her that you found out about what Parker did. Make that be the first thing that comes out of your mouth. If it weren't for the writing, this bitch would have been dead already. So that's when she finally says, after almost being blown up a few times, that Parker killed Rampage. And she's kind of getting through to Clown. But she's like, don't you worry, honey. I got you dead to rights. And Clown was barely able to make it out alive. Who cares? This show is so stupid. Sometimes the characters act in ways that just don't make any sense. So the other clown person is chasing her down with this truck. She's trying to get into the car. She sees that the truck is coming from the other side of the street, and she's trying to get into a car that she can't get into, and she decides, oh no, the truck is coming. What should I do? Should I go back on the sidewalk and try to go in one of the buildings where the truck can't reach me? Should I cut around the block and like try to disappear in the crowd? Or should I cut through the cars that's gonna slow the truck down? What should I freaking do with this genius brain of mine? Oh my! Can you guess what she does? Because she has no choice now, right? It's a life or death situation.
I got eyes on her.
There you go, folks. She decides to run in the middle of the road, not the sidewalk, not cut around the block, which she had opportunity to do, but in the middle of the street, so the truck can have access to hitting her because she believes she can outrun the truck. And I don't want to hear, oh, well, she was waiting for her suit to come get her, which has not responded so far. She doesn't know the suit's coming to get her. Suit can still do that on the sidewalk. We've seen that from the previous episodes. So she's a dumbass. You cannot tell us that this is a genius person firing with all cylinders. Something is fucking wrong with her brain or whatever serves as a brain in there, because I don't feel like it's a human brain in there. It can't be. Bitch over here thinks that she's Usain Bolt trying to outrun a truck in the street. Where are you going? What is happening? And then the suit comes out. It's like, oh my God, I got you. Oh my God, yay. I didn't know that was gonna happen. Then why are you running in the street? You could cut through the cars, you stupid fuck. I fucking hate this show, man. Jesus Christ, this is so bad. It's not even funny. It's not entertaining. It's just really bad. It's, ooh. Oh my God, it's cringy as fuck. Good Lord. God, it hurts so much. And yes, it is quite a feat when you are able to out-cringe me, who is already fucking cringy. So anyway, this person's like, well, you killed my truck, and, what you gonna do? Oh no, well, I'm not gonna do that. No way. So Natalie comes out to wash the nauseousness out of our mouths. And she's trying to let this person know that the reason she ran off is because she needed a moment, only for freaking Riri to say, well, you're just a line of code. You don't have feelings. Yeah, neither do you, bitch. How is it that the AI construct has more compassion and humanity than you do? She even looks more human than you look. But you're gonna tell this to her face when it's very clear that her consciousness or what have you can cry and can feel like you can see it. So Natalie's like, you know what? I'm gonna go to bed. Screw you. See you later. Have fun without me. Perfect time when you actually need the AI to help you. But something brings her down mid-flight, and all of a sudden, guess who she's crying for? Natalie, who lets her fall. Good. That's when we see Ezekiel now. And why am I rooting for him to beat the shit out of her? This is how you know the main character is terrible. I actually wanted him so badly to beat the ever-loving shit out of her. So Ezekiel's like, yay, electric powers, because why not? Meanwhile, Riri's like, don't let me hurt you. I don't want to.
Come on, Joe. This ain't you.
This is me. It's a better me.
I never meant for you to be involved in any of this.
You literally went to his house, showed up, and blackmailed him, you fucker. How did you think that was gonna translate? You didn't mean for him to get involved in this? So what, you accidentally fell into his house and accidentally blackmailed him? And accidentally looked him up? Good lord, someone smash her freaking head in. He does manage to beat the shit out of her, and I was laughing the whole time. I was like, please finish her off. Please, do us a favor and fucking kill this bitch. And he's saying, I tried my best not to be like my father, but here I am fighting another Iron Man. And she begs for her life like the little bitch she is. And he says, get out of Chicago, because if Parker finds out you're alive, he won't be so forgiving, which shows that Joe is a better human being than she is. He doesn't want to kill her. And I don't even know why he cares about her, because she doesn't care about him. So she has to peel out of her suit, which is now completely destroyed. And you know what? I do believe her. She is nothing without her suit, because they try to make us believe that she's a genius, but they can't even write that well enough for us to believe that. Freaking bums on the street have more smarts than she does. Well, she finally tells her mom she needs help. She wants to get out of Chicago, but her mom's like, look, you can't keep running from this. It's never gonna stop. And then we get this wonderful nugget, because they really thought with this show they can convince us that Riri is smart or somehow compassionate or that she loves her family.
Why? Huh? Out of all the things you could have done with that big brain of yours, why an iron suit?
Because I could.
You want to try that again? I just want to understand.
Because it was the only thing I could do to protect us. After Gary and Natalie died, that night I just froze. I couldn't help them. I just had to watch them bleed out until the paramedics came 1 minute too late. I will never let that happen again. If I lost you too.
No.
All that would have been fine and dandy if it wasn't a freaking lie. If all of that were true, what she was saying, we would have seen that reflected in her actions. It's like they're retroactively trying to make her seem like a virtuous person. But here's the thing. You want to protect your loved ones, right? But you bring criminal behavior into your home, endangering your mom, your friends, anyone connected to you. If you really also cared about your mom's safety, you wouldn't be working with killers and criminal people that you know from the get-go are involved in some weird shit. You wouldn't have left your mom on the sidewalk when you knew people were after you and revealed your identity to people who were watching and bystanding. On top of all of that, if this person really cared about this, you want to prevent tragedies, you want to prevent this from happening again. But it didn't even occur to her to go after those people or to go after people who are also preying on the victims. Instead, you decide not to stop criminals, but to align yourself with them and become one as well. They're trying to walk it back and make it look like she's virtuous, but her real motivation is exactly what she says with her friends when she's alone with them. When she was with Xavier, she said, oh, I want people to respect me. Everyone's obsessed with these suits, which they're not. So as a result, I want to build this suit because I want to build something iconic. That's what she kept saying. I want people to respect me. That's what she kept saying. She wants to be bigger than Tony Stark and every other Titan in the industry or in other industries. That's what she was saying. Oh, it's like they're marketing us for idiots or something. Or for people who are so high that they only have a 2-second memory. Just be honest and say that the Iron Suit thing is a vanity project because you saw how much people love Tony Stark and you want to be like him. That's all it really is. Wasn't even like it was really your idea because the tech already existed before you. You just replicated it somewhat. And here's the biggest deal that people are overlooking, that the writers themselves also overlooked, which is what made me freaking laugh when she said this.
Help me understand.
Because it was the only thing I could do to protect us. Experimental.
Alright, dude, this is awesome.
Thank you.
You can put it on now.
Tell me. One moment I'm on the case with Scully, and the next thing I know, your watch decides to airbag me.
I must have heard the gunshots from the TV.
Am I insane? Because based on what we've seen throughout the entirety of season 1, she already had literally a watch-based force field bubble system. You know, an actual non-lethal portable life-saving tech. But instead of perfecting that to protect innocent lives and so it doesn't become a tomb, if let's just say they can't get out of it once they put it on, if she died, then yeah, those people probably starve to death inside of there if they can't reverse engineer it. But let's say they can. Like, you literally already have the tech to keep people safe, but you didn't perfect that. You just built a combat suit for your own clout. Let's just say what it is. So all this rigmarole about how she wants to protect her family and all of that, that has never been in her vocabulary from the get-go. Now you want us to actually believe that? I feel like she's doing that to manipulate her mother. Because we've already seen that she is not that selfless. She doesn't actually care. And if she is operating from the, oh, well, I want to keep you guys safe, I want a way to keep you guys safe, and you don't realize that the tech you already have can do that, then we're supposed to further believe that you're a genius, you dumb, stupid, lack of a cranium ass bitch. Like, it doesn't make any sense. What kind of writing is this? So her mother goes with her and she forces her to confront everything that's happening. Natalie shows up too. And then Natalie apparently can project memories from Riri's memories, which is, wow, why are we just now learning about this? And even as a little girl, she's so insufferable and annoying.
Give me one song. You can get these guys right back.
Fine. You do realize that being supposedly smart, which I highly doubt in this case, doesn't equate to you having to be rude and looking down on everybody else. Anyway, we get this weird-ass scene of Gary dancing with her, and this is supposed to be wholesome, except it's not because nobody likes her character, not even as a kid. The funniest part about this is when she falls and a piece of tool drops on her head and he calls her Ironheart. The mother apparently bought back the car that she sold. How? Don't know. And you know that buying this back had not been cheap for her mother to do. But when she realized that Riri was staying home, she decided to do that for her anyway. And what's really, really telling is also what Riri says afterwards. Every single time this character opens her mouth or they step a little further into the writing, she gets worse.
Oh. When Dad gave me this car, he told me it'd always keep me safe.
But yet you got rid of it knowing how much it meant to your father. So you'd work on a suit that you didn't actually need so that you could lie about wanting to keep your family safe when all you wanted was respect like Tony Stark, who your father was a fan of, who you then went on to roast towards other people and be very disrespectful and ungrateful towards. Anyway, Hood seems to suspect that Zeke didn't exactly kill Riri. Cloud sticks up for him and tells him the truth a little bit more dramatically, but not the whole truth, because she also has her suspicions about Parker.
I need you to hack into some autopsy reports for me.
After Xavier's headphones die, he decides to open the one that Riri bought for him, and a note falls out, some Star Trek note. How dare they taint Star Trek? And I guess they have all the time in the world because Hood thinks that she's dead, and they enlist help from other people because she's building a new suit, which is supposed to take a long time. But, you know, when you put heads together, I guess they prevail, even if the lead head of all of these is shot.
Junkyard. Oh, and there's a certain young man who wants to join the team.
Don't get it twisted. I'm only here for my wagon back. And you owe me like $600 at this point.
There you go. The guy loaned you his cart, and you paid him a certain amount for it, and you stole it. You didn't even give it back. Why am I not surprised? Back at the lair, Clown tells Parker that she knows about how Stuart died. And he's like, I don't need you guys anyway. Oh, really? You don't? She confronts him and asks if he's gonna kill them like he killed Rampage. And he fires all of them. So all that family bullshit really didn't mean much to Parker. They also enlist the Magic Girl, which is much better character than the main character. Again, ad nauseum, not necessary to say, I know, but it's just shocking. And I like Xavier, but good grief. The whole thing with her and him, gross. You have to actually like the female character too. So I don't want these two to get together. I hope they don't because he deserves better. That would be a very sad day in hell for him. Will Smith for real. And one thing I will give episode 5 and episode 6 also is that the music is actually better in this. I don't know how much time passes, but it's enough for them to make progress and to build the suit, and to imbue the suit with magic as well. Meanwhile, Parker reveals that he has control over Zeke. And when they went back to the house that he tried robbing years ago, I already knew that this was going to be Parker's father. It's not really hard to predict what's going to happen in this show. That's how shallow it is. Ezekiel doesn't want to be hurting people, but he has no choice. He, of course, forces his father to sign some contract like he did with the others. We know why he's doing this, because he's hurt.
You in the eye and ask, what kind of father puts his son out of the house at 12?
I tried with you. I really did. But you were a liability.
Liability? I was a child. After Mom died, the only way to even get you to pay attention to me was if I was in trouble. What you expect?
I don't know. I didn't want you. Damn.
And we're supposed to feel sorry for him, but I don't. Like, you kill lots of innocent people. You're an adult now, so I get it. Your father hurt you and didn't love you. Boo-hoo. That's wonderful and horrible at the same time. But you going out there and killing innocent people and trying to coerce people to do things that they don't want to do doesn't really excuse that, does it? So maybe he threatened his father to get out, but he's not happy because what he really wants is love. So we have another development. She tries on the suit, but something's wrong. Since the suit is imbued with magic, there's only enough space for the magic or the AI. So in order for the suit to be magical, it has to get rid of Natalie, and poor Natalie is gone. She tells Riri that she loves her, which is very sad, because Natalie is like the only character I care about. Oh, then we get a revelation of Mephisto, apparently, having been the one to give Parker his hood. Parker wants power and influence and rich, wealthy lifestyle. This guy also thinks Dormammu is a piece of shit and insults Dormammu, which is supposed to tell us that apparently he's more powerful than Dormammu. But Marvel has a very bad, annoying habit of playing up villains to be worse than they actually look, only for them to be less than they actually were thought to be. Like, if they were a threat and they were playing them up as being a threat, oh, now that supposed threat can be beaten by ants when he gobbled up worlds from before. So don't mind me if I'm not impressed. And poor Ezekiel has to be the face to all of this, but at least he still has his mind, which is weird. You can control his body, but you can't control his mind. Because if he could control his mind, he would just tell Ezekiel to tell him the truth about what happened with Riri.
I'm not doing this.
Well, now that Natalie is gone, Riri figures she'll fix Natalie later when she gets rid of the hood. Ezekiel and her work together because Ezekiel can't help but try to fight her. And the only way she can is if she kicks him in the nuts so his brain malfunctions or something, which seems like a very convenient way to override him. And you think, I don't know, if I were a guy and I was already augmenting all of my body, why wouldn't I also augment my genitalia? You know what I'm saying? Like, that would, maybe he's not thinking that, but I'm like, well, we're already down here. You know what I mean? But because that part doesn't have any augmentations, it can't be controlled and is vulnerable, which is, again, very stupid, because that is the most vulnerable part on your body. Why would you not augment it to protect it? Like, if I were a dude that, knowing that my balls would be freaking sensitive, that would be one of the first things I would make sure can't be hurt. You know what I mean? So he helps her out, but he's like, yeah, we're not done though. We're not friends, because you did betray me. But go get him, I guess. And then there's a fight showdown between them.
Parker, look at what it's doing to you!
Does he look like he cares? At least he has the hood as an excuse. What's your excuse? All the shit you did and you had no hood influencing you. That's what you probably look like on the inside and on the outside. Who am I kidding? Well, he rips her suit apart and she's begging for her life and he shoots her. Oh no, it was all an illusion. She used magic to trick him and she rips the hood away. No, give it back, please. Then Mephisto goes to her. And honestly, this part of the story makes way more sense and is a better motivation. I would have understood if they did all of this and made this the story. Like, something happened to Natalie and she wasn't a criminal and she only had one chance to bring her back through Mephisto. But that would influence her to do bad things and sacrifice that part of herself to bring back her friend, but then lose everything in the process. That would have been a way better motivation, to be honest, and explain why she was acting like a villain from the get-go. Except she did all of that without the hood. So they show the future, which you don't know is an illusion. She thinks she has Natalie, her AI, back, only to discover that Natalie is actually real. After making a deal with the devil, Natalie is human again and alive.
Just reached out my hand and pushed your face. Are you okay?
So we can see at the end that she has the veins or the influence of the dark magic flowing into her, which would have been a much better story, to be honest. Please don't let them fucking get together. I swear to God. Don't do that shit. Because I have a feeling, like, just, could be wrong if the show doesn't get canceled before then, but you want to bet that's where it's going. But anyway, that's it. Aside from the storyline at the end, which I felt could have been the entire freaking show, the movie was ass. Riri's character is unlikable, she's disgusting, and Natalie's amazing. Makes way more sense to become a corrupt individual for the sake of protecting your family or bringing back a loved one that you're hurting over. I feel like that would have hit so much harder. And we could have also excused her criminality in a egregious behavior for those reasons. Not that it makes it right, but it would have been more understandable and would have made her more relatable. That's Ironheart, guys. I don't think this was a story that needed to have been told in the way that it was. But anyways, it's finally over, so you can't say I didn't give it a chance. I did, and it was embarrassing. You know, people are like, you shouldn't have to be something to act as something. I agree, but in this case, having seen this, I really do think that maybe actual geniuses should write geniuses. Because, good lord.
Natalie's presence in the beginning of the show as AI and then later as a real person has terrifying implications. Because once you get past that charm and her amazing outfits, you're looking at an AI who was thinking for themselves. She was changing outfits to her whim. She had her own personality and motivation. More than that, she didn't listen to Riri.